Hi. So today I'm just pondering, is law of attraction just wishful thinking? Because I feel like a lot of people have they have this misunderstanding that it is just wishful thinking about your dreams and what you want and not doing anything about these things that you want. And that's all that law of attraction is. And then they are like hesitant to explore it, hesitant to prove it to themselves, and they are more likely to say that it's bullshit, like right off the bat, before they even really know anything about it, because we hear all of these like buzzwords about it that just talk about manifesting your dreams and changing your life, and it's all of these big words. And I just feel like people don't really have an understanding of it. And so that's how I felt at the start when I first got into this. I was like, is this just wishful thinking? And some people think that this is just toxic positivity because they think their understanding is, well, really their misunderstanding is, that law of attraction is just this wishful thinking in which you ignore all of your feelings. You don't address anything that you feel. And that just simply isn't the case. Because if you have been watching my videos, for example, there's like a spider right here, small, tiny spider. But if you have been watching my videos, then I have been talking about how the main thing with law of attraction is your emotional state. It's your feelings that matter. It's not really your thoughts or circumstances or anything. It's not even your wishes or your dreams. It's your emotional state. Law of attraction is simply the mechanism of the universe. It's what responds to how you feel. It's like you are a magnet of getting more and more of how you feel on a daily basis. And so, if you want to manifest anything, really, you have to be aware of how you are feeling. So then logically it follows that you can't ignore how you're feeling. So then actually it turns out this law of attraction and manifestation thing, it's about acknowledging how you are feeling and working through it to a better feeling place. You can't ignore it. And you also can't ignore it because your reality is simply a reflection of how you feel. Broadly, on like any given point in time. So if you want to know how you are generally feeling, just observe your reality. It's a perfect match every time on every subject that is of importance to you. So you can't ignore how you're feeling. You can't. It's not toxic positivity, because toxic positivity is just ignoring how you really feel about things and just saying you're fine and everything is happy. But it doesn't work that way with law of attraction. You can't fake how you really feel, because you're constantly getting how you really feel. Your reality is showing you how you really feel. So if you want to get something else, you literally have to acknowledge how you really feel in order to work on that and get to a better feeling state. You can't ignore it. You can't make some kind of face and pretend that everything is some kind of way that it isn't. You really do have to get real with your own feelings. And part of getting to a better feeling state is acknowledging what your current feeling is and making peace with it. You just have to go, well, it is what it is. How I feel is how I feel. But it doesn't You don't have to make a home of how you feel if it's something negative. So, I hope that this is making sense. I'm thinking about this today because so many people, they don't even want to look into this because they think it's toxic positivity, and I get it. Like, there's a lot of toxic positivity out there. And when you get into this and then you learn that this is an attention-based universe, so anything that you give your attention to, whether that is a positive thing that you want or a negative thing that you don't want, it's gonna start becoming more. And there is no vibration for the word no. So you can't look at something and say no to it and have it not become more and get rid of it, because it doesn't work that way. It's an attention-based universe. Attention to a subject is always, yes, come to me, please, basically. There's only law, this is why it's called the law of attraction. There is no law of repelling. There is no law of stay away from me. There's no law of, no, I don't want this. There's only law of attraction. But when you start learning about this, and then you learn that your reality is simply a reflection of how you feel, then, and this is an attention-based universe, then your question becomes, well, does this mean, what does this mean about the reality that I am seeing around me then? Do I have to put my head in the sand and pretend that things that are happening are not really happening? And, well, it's an interesting question, I'll give you that. Because here's my understanding of it. So anything that is happening in this world is happening because it's been continually focused on by a lot of people. So this thing, whatever it is, will keep on happening as long as there are people who are focused on it. That's just how it works. That's how law of attraction works. You can't get rid of something by focusing on it. You can't guard against something, because if you are guarding against something, you are focusing on that thing that you're guarding against. So it's still coming your way. So what can you do then? Because if you are like me, then you don't like to see these things that are happening in the world, and that you would like to be better. And you would like to, help in some kind of way. Help people in some kind of way. So what can you do then if you can't focus on these things, these horrible things that are happening, and not become somebody who perpetuates them? Because as soon as you look at them, you're not making them go away. You are adding to them becoming more and more and more. So what can you do then? And my current answer to that is that, well, the way I understand this law is that the vibration of a question and the vibration of an answer are two opposing vibrations. There are two opposing energies, and you can't hold them at the same time. It's kind of like, if you want something, you want some kind of answer, but you are really, really upset about something, and so let's say that you are holding this pitchfork because you are upset about something. And then, let's say I am somebody that has the answer that you want, and I'm literally holding this answer in my hands, but you are holding a pitchfork. So in that situation, and I hope you can follow this, I hope that this is making some kind of sense. I'm trying to make it make sense to you. But if you are holding this pitchfork and you're really upset and you're talking to me and I have the answer that you want to hold, let's say I'm holding something else that you really want and you want to hold it, and then you say to me, well, Kelly, I really want this thing. And I'm so upset. I've been asking for this thing for a really long time now. I'm out here with a pitchfork. I'm so mad about this. That I'm out here with a pitchfork. Trying to make things better with my action. And I am the one that, has the answer that you want in this analogy. And then I say to you, well, I have the answer that you want. I'm literally holding it in my hands, and I would really like to give it to you. But in order for you to hold it, you have to put the pitchfork down so that you could hold what I am giving to you. Right now you're holding the pitchfork, so you can't hold this thing. And this is basically what the universe is saying to you when you want anything, even if it's just to help this world. You want to be one of the people who realizes what the answers, the solutions are. The universe is saying to you, as soon as you put the pitchfork down, we're gonna give you the answer that you really, really want and that you have really, really been asking for. But what most people don't understand about this universe is that you can't hold the pitchfork and receive the answer at the same time. You can only hold one thing at a time. Because they're two completely opposing vibrations. They're opposing energies. If you want one, you have to let go of the other. So if you want the answer, you have to put the pitchfork down. But all of these people, who are asking for all of these changes, which is a good thing, by the way, they're not doing anything wrong. This is exactly how the universe works. We are supposed to identify, the things that we don't want and then ask for change. It happens automatically. Even it happens on a subconscious level even. And so a lot of people are just holding these pitchforks right now. And they keep on demanding, give me the answer right now. I will not put the pitchfork down until you give me the answer. And it just doesn't work that way. Because they are opposing things. You have to let go of the problem in order to receive the solution. You have to start expecting to receive the solution, basically. As long as you are so attached to the problem, the solution literally cannot occur to you because it's an opposing vibration. You're not in an emotional state to realize what the answer is in that case. Like, have you ever had this thing happen in your life where you're like, you really need an answer to something. Something is really like a problem to you in your life, and you really need an answer to it. But as long as you're focused on what the problem is, the answer seems to just never come to you. It never comes. And then when you, for some reason, even just accidentally get focused somewhere else, so you're just not thinking about this thing so much, this problem so much, then suddenly at some point something happens where you get the answer, or you realize what the answer is. I have had that happen a lot, but I've also had one manifestation like that, which I'm gonna link that story right here. That I posted about it before on my channel here. It's like, this is exactly how the universe works. As soon as you let go of the problem for any reason, then you are able to receive the solution at some point. If you just remain in that state of not being focused on the problem so much. But it's hard to do that if you don't know that this is how the universe works. If you don't know that you can't hold the pitchfork and receive the answer at the same time. And that's why a lot of people, they just keep on holding the pitchforks and demanding answers. And they never get them. They never get to live the answers themselves, because it's only the one that puts the pitchfork down that can start to receive the benefit of the question, that can start to realize the answer. It seems counterintuitive, because we have been taught that in order to solve a problem, you need to really put your mind to it and really focus on it, and then maybe some kind of solution will come along. But it's actually these moments in which you're not so focused on the problem that the solution can occur to you. And if you start paying attention, then you will at some point realize that that is the way that it is. But again, you need to prove it yourself. You can't just listen to me say this. You have to prove it to yourself. But you know what's a good thing about the human brain? Is that even if you are focused on some sort of problem, the human brain literally does not have the ability to remain focused on something for very long anyway. I mean, especially these days, right? But just generally, it doesn't have this ability. You are going to get distracted from whatever it is that you are focusing on at any given point in time. It's going to happen at some point. You're going to get distracted. And these are the moments in which you're more open to receiving the solution to whatever your problem is. Because in those moments when you're distracted, when I'm coming back to the analogy of the pitchfork, you've put the pitchfork down, even if you've sort of accidentally dropped it, basically. And it's like, in this current world, the only thing that you can really do when it comes to law of attraction is be somebody who is an example of thriving. Be somebody who is an example of there is another way. Be somebody who is an example of there is a way to feel better. And if you are watching this video, well, firstly, you have to understand that most people are not ever going to put these pitchforks down, because they don't really understand how things work. So they literally can't put it down. And even if they know, even if you were to go and tell them, well, how do you think you would be received by them? By these people? If you're listening to me and you feel resonance with this, and it feels like, yeah, this could possibly make sense. Or maybe you're even realizing that you have been proving to yourself that, yeah, it is this way. And so now you feel like you're actually figuring something out about this world. And you feel as though you want to go and tell everybody about it. So you kind of just want to be like, hey guys, if we all just put the pitchforks down, we're going to get the answer. What do you think is going to happen? Like, even if you could do that, like, you can't really do it. But let's say there is some kind of world stage that you could get up on and say something like this. How do you think you would be received? What would follow? Yeah, you would not be received well. People would think you're absolutely fucking insane. Because this is just what they have been taught. It's all they know. And at some point, before you discovered all this, and before I discovered all this, we all thought the same way as they are thinking right now. It's not that we are any better than them. It's just that we are realizing some new ways of going about this, and we are literally remembering how this universe actually works. This is resonating with you because you are remembering. This is not actually new information, even if it feels like it's new information. I am only a reflection of you. I can only say these things, and you can only receive these things because they're already a part of you, because your reality is just a reflection of what you are. These things are already a part of you, and if they're resonating, it's because you're just remembering. But most people in the world, they are not remembering currently. And most of them probably never will. It's not everybody's path. And they're not doing anything wrong. They're not being wrong in any way. These things that they are doing and what they are asking for, these things need to be asked for. It's part of the process. It's ask and receive. But it's not ask, 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 ask. It's ask and receive. But what most people are doing collectively in this world and in their own lives as well is that they're just asking. Always asking. But nobody is expecting to receive. Because these are two different vibrational states. Asking for something and receiving it are two different vibrational states. And you feel completely differently in each of these states. I know maybe it's a little bit difficult to understand, but I hope that you can understand it in some kind of way. So if you're watching something like this, then the likelihood is that you are going to have to be one of these people who puts the pitchfork down, so that you can start to be one of these people who realizes these solutions. That's a way to bring change into this world. And don't try to convince anybody else to put the pitchfork down. I'm not even trying to convince you to put the pitchfork down. It's just, you are the one that's here, right? You're the one that's here. This video probably doesn't have a lot of views. So, since you are the one that's here, logically it follows that most likely you are gonna be the one to finally put the pitchfork down. You should just ponder that for a little while. So, it is part of the law of attraction and part of coming to understand how this universe works that you can't push against things to make them go away. Which means that yes, you do need to ignore reality to some extent. You have to understand that as you observe these things that you don't want, you are automatically asking for something better. You're automatically asking for answers. It happens automatically. You don't have to ask with your words. It's enough for you to experience something that you really don't want, and your higher self already becomes the answer. But in order for you to get to the answer, you have to relax. You have to get your eyes off of what the problem is. Otherwise, you cannot receive the answer because it's of a different vibrational nature. You have to put the pitchfork down in order to get the thing that the universe is trying to give you. And the thing is, the universe is trying to give you the answer. It really wants to give you the answer to anything that you have questions about. It is just waiting for you to put the pitchfork down. It is just waiting for that moment where you even just accidentally drop it. Because then now your hands are free. You can hold the solution now. But you can't get it before then. And it really takes a self-convincing in order to let yourself do that, because we have been trained to do otherwise. We've been trained to do the opposite. So it feels unnatural to let go of the problem, to not be focused on the problem so much. But this is the exact thing that you have to do if you want the solution. So, in that sense, yeah, it's true about the law of attraction that you have to ignore reality to a point. Because this reality is just stuff that has already manifested into beingness. So if you want something new, you have to get your eyes off of what has already been manifested into beingness. Otherwise, you just perpetuate what already is. So it's really only a good idea to look so much at reality if you like what you see. Yeah, look at it then. That'll keep it right where it is and becoming more and more and more if you like what you see. It's like watching my videos. If you like my videos, just keep watching them. Keep giving this attention, and it will become more and more and more in your experience. It's just going to be more and more and more videos from me. And if you like that, then yeah, keep on doing it, because this is how it works. This is a way to keep it in your reality, basically. Keep me in your reality and becoming more. But if you don't want to see this shit, then you have to get your eyes off of it and start focusing somewhere else. And then I will go away eventually. So, yeah, it's true that you have to ignore reality, but you can't ignore your feelings. You have to acknowledge your feelings and you have to work through them. And you have to accept them, all of them. No matter what it is, you have to accept them. That's the first step to working towards feeling any kind of relief, is just accepting whatever you're feeling right now. And accepting that it's valid and it's okay to feel that way, whatever that feeling is. So law of attraction is not at all about ignoring how you're feeling and pretending things. You can't do that, because the universe knows exactly what you're doing and is showing you all the time exactly what you're doing. So, I hope you got something out of this video and that it made some kind of sense to you. It's just something that I have been thinking about. I don't know if I had an exact aim here with this video. I just tried to explain a little bit more how the universe works, as far as my understanding of it goes right now, and how the law of attraction works. And what you could possibly do if you want to be someone who helps this world in any kind of way. I know that that's what I want to do. And sometimes it's difficult to accept that I can't really spend so much time being focused on all of these problems in the world, because, yeah, I know what the problems are. I know what they are, and I know that the solutions are being asked for, but in order to receive the solutions, we have to put the pitchforks down. And it's very difficult to put the pitchfork down because you have been taught to do otherwise. But that doesn't change the fact that you have to put the pitchfork down in order to hold the solution. So it's basically what I am trying to do, just like one human here wherever I am. And I guess trying to be of help, trying to help anybody else realize that it's the way that it is, so that more of us could be of help. And also because it's just fun for me to ponder about these things, because it gives me a clearer understanding myself of these things. And it's just fun, really. For me, it's just fun to make these videos. So, I hope that this has been helpful to you in some kind of way, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.